I'm Robbie Williams. I'm one of the biggest pop stars in the world.
But my story can't be told in an ordinary way. I've always seen myself a little less evolved. So that's how you're going to see me. With a lot of biopics, everybody is so terrified of damaging their own brand. I'm not.
Robbie Williams had this extraordinary rise to fame.
You got in. You're in that band.
You add nothing to this.
Then he basically gets told that his career is over at 21. There's a real excitement that you're watching someone doing the impossible.
My whole life has been a tightrope act. No safety harness.
There's an angel.
Could fall off at any moment.
Contemplate my fate.
And a lot of the time, I do. What I've managed to achieve and what I've managed to overcome is the equivalent of stretching an elastic band from here to Mars.
Expect this amazing emotional roller coaster. The highs, the lows, spectacle. It's a very original story, but it's also about realizing impossible dreams.
Why the movie? Why the fuck not?
This film is exhilarating visually with amazing performances.
It's by the director of The Greatest Showman. You imagine how epic that is.
Now scream, whoa!
You got in. You're in that band.
I'm gonna be famous! I don't wanna rock!
Like The Greatest Showman, this has everything that you would expect from a big musical. It's the same creative team, so we really got to take this up a notch.
Come on!
Michael Gracie, the director of The Greatest Showman, he's charismatic and immensely talented.
Yeah, he's a legend. That's what Michael brings. To have someone who cares so much about a project only makes you and everyone else want to care about it more as well. I want to prove I can make it on my own.
Prove to who?
Everyone.
And through it,
It talks to you on a level deeper than words alone can.
I know that life won't break me.
It is incredibly impactful. It is absolutely powerful.
That is the power of a musical. You get to present narrative through song, through dance. And when it's done right, it is incredibly exhilarating.
Through it,
This whole film is an impossible dream.
Am I here? Can I be here? Even though I was there when most of this was filmed, I still don't understand how it was done.
That's how he sees himself. He sees himself as a performing monkey.
The film is magic.
I was completely convinced that we could tell this story and get people to invest emotionally if Weta were going to come on board to work on the visual effects.
We usually do stunts and fights, and then we were thrown into dancing apes.
It's really just not how you would shoot a visual effects movie. Usually you try and make it as sterile and controllable in post as possible. And this was not that.
At the one end of the scale, you've got a photorealistic chimpanzee, and at the other end of the scale, you've got Robbie Williams. And where along that scale do we want to land?
Now kick it.
yes, you can.
It's truly an honor to be able to play Robbie Williams. I feel like I'm the first person alive that's performed in front of 20,000 people and doing performance capture.
To have Jono playing that role and giving us all that incredible powerhouse performance on set, we were just incredibly fortunate that we had both Jono and Weta.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's sort of blending the skills that we have at Weta into this one character, and then taking it further because we've never done singing.
But when I rock the mic, I rock the mic.
We had to do a lot of motion studies there to sort of work out how you convincingly make all that sound and all that energy and all that breath come out of this CG character. It's not just moving the lips, so much more than that. It's the chest and the breathing and the posture and the strain in the eyes and brows and stuff. All that tells that these songs are emerging out of this character.
Weta Digital and all the artists there, I owe so much to all of those people who came together to make this happen. And that's what makes this so special.
Robbie Williams Aquarius, and we are at TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival, for my premiere of my biopic, The Better Man.
Good evening. Welcome to Toronto's Film Festival 2024.
I feel like what a bride is supposed to feel like on a wedding day.
I think they're just going to see a side to him that they don't know. They are just going to get a look at something deeply personal.
It's a spectacle, so I'm excited for everyone to see.
John O'Davies, Robbie Williams himself. Enjoy the film, and I look forward to seeing people afterwards. Thank you. It was really special for all of us, and it's such an emotional roller coaster.
This is the new bar for what a music biopic can look like.
Feel free to join her. It's Robbie Williams!
God bless you all. I'm Robbie Williams. I'm one of the biggest pop stars in the world. This is my story, but I'm not going to tell it in an ordinary way because I don't see myself how others see me.
For the next 2 hours, your ass is mine!
To be honest, I've always been a little less evolved. I don't want to rock, so let's take it from the top, shall we?
I sit and wait.
My dad was well enamored by the stars of the day.
You can't learn it. You're either born with it or you're a nobody. There's an angel.
Don't want to be a nobody.
Contemplate my fate.
You're enough.
The places where we go when we're gray and old.
You got in? You're in that band?
Take that! I'll do this fucking baby! Shut up, you tits!
Oh, fuck off, Glenn!
Mother!
Look around the table. In 5 years, we're all going to hate each other. But we'll be rich.
Do I look like a pop star to you?
I wouldn't change a hair on your head.
And through it, oh, she offers me protection.
I want to prove I can make it on my own.
Proof to who?
Everyone.
And down the waterfall, wherever it may take me.
Songs are only valuable if they cost you something.
If you're going to laugh, do it on the inside, yeah?
And know that life won't break me.
I don't give a fuck what they think.
You give a fuck what everyone thinks.
Remember, I believe in you.
Through it
So, the story starts.
I'm loving angels instead.
Discovery Roger, go for deploy.
2, 1, 0, 0,
and
liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
Pre-release.
Wow, everyone. Welcome to Toon Talk. Tonight's podcast is being brought to you by our friends at Trophy Smack and Arate Media. So am I my own friend?
First of all, congratulations on that beautiful intro. Fantastic.
Twas.
Batman, what a great intro. I'm in shock. What about you, Jakey boy?
You're what?
In shock and awe. That movie changed my perception of a lot of things.
I am utterly flabbergasted. I am.
bamboozled in a way.
Bamboozle. I haven't heard that expression in a long time.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody in my life told me I'm being bamboozled by a guy in a suit. And I'm like, I just want to kiss you. But either way, welcome to Toon Talk 2.0. Today we're gonna have a special, and let me tell you, we're preparing doing our production to see what one of the show is gonna be about, and then Jake is like, "Fuck it, I want to do a special about Robbie Williams." I go like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, because
I've
man, he
become a
went and
fan.
watched the movie, and he became a fan."
I became
And I
a
hope
fan.
a lot of people do the same when they go and watch the movie.
I will say that.
What
So
is
this is the one thing I'm very much a middle ground between the people who were like you that knew about Robbie beforehand and were like, oh no, this is going to be great, and what I've seen to be the typical American audience of like, you mean Robin Williams? And
Yeah.
now everybody's dogging on it. So here's the thing: this movie. So it goes without saying that Robbie Williams has had a crazy life, and he's done and gone through a lot, most of which there's singular events in the movie and that happened in Robbie's life that most people identify with one of those things. It's just that Robbie's done all of them. However, on the off chance, because like for me personally, um, what really got me was the end where he had basically any scene involving his dad. That's what really got me on an emotional level, particularly the end. But that's because I didn't have a very typical relationship with my dad, and very many of the same feelings for different reasons. So I understood that aspect of Robbie's personality where he resented his father for leaving, but he still, at the end of the day, just really wanted his father's approval. That's,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
it's really fucked up unless you've been through it, and then it makes total sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to relate with this movie. I mean, obviously, personally, me being a singer, me always being the guy that kick out of the band, always being the rebel, always that I want to sing whatever I want, whenever I want. I don't want to listen to the record label. The abortion. I mean, the situation with his baby, how he get forced because of the career. His adoration to the Gallagher, right? And at the same time, realizing that there's many paths to be successful,
Yeah.
but the most important is how lonely you can get becoming obsessed with your success, and how you need to reach out to the family to actually become successful. I think the movie touches you in so many different ways, because Robbie Williams is the Brett Favre of pop stars, right? He's the man of the people.
Yeah. So here's the thing: after watching the movie, the thing that I get in some interviews, because obviously I watched a lot of interviews after I saw the movie. Here, the thing that I love and respect about Robbie Williams as a person is I said this on Average Intelligence. It's real easy to give people the finger when you have fuck you money.
Yeah.
But Robbie's done that since he was 16.
And yeah, and you know what? He's he got fuck you money in a way that people don't imagine. You know, I
But
didn't
but
check
he
his
had
net
the
worth.
yeah, but he had the attitude before he had the fuck. He got the
Yeah,
fuck you money in spite of, you know.
yeah. I mean, with the intro that we just saw, he said at the beginning. For the people that miss it, you gotta watch it. When we finish, you need to rewind the episode and look that beautiful intro. He says a lot of people are afraid of exposing their brand. I'm not, and that's something that he has the particularity of being himself, because people want honesty, and he transcends from music. He's just a good guy with talent that is a fighter. Period.
Yeah. Well, and here's the ironic thing about that. So I'm not going to say Hollywood exclusively, but celebrity in general is really weird in the aspect of they seem to want to beat the same drum until it's
Yeah.
gone, and then get pissed when you can't reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
even though they've been pushing you to do the same shit for 25 years. And then when your sales or interest inevitably falls off because people get older, things change, and you can't reinvent yourself because you don't know how, then they drop you for the next thing that just turned, 17, 18, and get pushed out into the limelight. But people who can reinvent themselves constantly always seem to have, like, they go through highs and lows, obviously, but take Taylor Swift. She's a really good example of that too, where she's always kind of been popular, but Taylor Swift of today is not the same Taylor Swift
Oh,
what
no,
was
no.
it, 2010 or
For a start, she thinks pop, right? She started as a
exactly,
country
yeah, she was
artist.
a country artist. Yeah.
Musically, what I really like about Robbie Williams is that he always been able to do whatever he feels to,
Hmm.
and his lyrics are so simple that they relate really easy to do. They're not complicated, but they're not stupid. They're not
Yeah,
stupid, and
they're not
that's really
they're not
important. They're
stupid.
not. They have a profound feeling for what he's going through, and I think that that's his biggest asset. The way that he writes is, and the team around him, because we see it in the movie. I know it from before. He's not a musician. He's a lyricist and a performer. He doesn't
Oh,
play
this.
instruments.
Oh my God, the scene where he's working with the producer.
That's so
Oh,
real that because now every time you see a movie, you see the biggest studios. And no, this is so real. He's the guy with the keyboard, right?
yeah.
And that's how it is. Big hello to Horacio Portales. Horacio was my first producer when everybody turned the back on me. I remember that he got his keyboard connected to speakers. I think it was a JVC speaker with blue, and he got this keyboard that it was better than a Casio. It was a Tetron, a Korg, right? And that's how we make my first single, and it's so hard what he had accomplished, Robbie Williams, because he didn't have the massive support of nobody. It's pure
Yeah.
talent, and we need to understand that England has a different perception in art than in the States, and that in every place in the world. In England, you don't need to be the perfect 10-10 to become successful. You need to be talented.
Bro, if you don't even have to have teeth to get successful in the UK.
Yeah, no, you don't have to do a lot of shit to do it. Uh, you don't have to be the perfect 10 in everything,
No.
and it's a complicated matter to control. His first
Susan
album,
Boyle got famous. All right. If she can, which I mean, I
Adele.
Susan, yeah, okay, another one. Susan Boyle has the voice of an angel though. Her rendition of I Dreamed a Dream is my favorite version, and that is including the Broadway versions. Okay.
Yeah, no, she's Susan Boyle is one in a billion. But how I say this? Well, Adele, like I was saying, Adele is a great example.
Yeah.
Why? Because Adele, she looks like a rock star, right? But at the beginning, you can look transformations from Adele from the first time to now, and it was a woman with a little weight in. Her nose wasn't perfect. Her hair wasn't perfect.
But her
Now you
shit
look at
was
her.
real, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's important to be a performer, and in the case of Robbie Williams, a lyricist, and like you say, he reinvents himself every album.
Yeah.
When he released, and he's always sarcastic, and he doesn't care, like you say, the fuck you money attitude. When he released the Swing album, like 12 years ago, the name of the album is Swing Both Ways, right? I mean, and you can tell how he is. He's just a guy that probably was too much of forward to his age, and that's what he didn't match in America. Because now, as the culture is today, he will be respect different,
Yeah.
and he's a visionary in many ways.
Which I did see. This speaks to his sarcasm. I did see him on a red carpet somewhere, and they were asking him, like, do you think that, how do you think this will resonate with the people in America? And he's like, well, he's like, I would like to take a moment to thank the one fan in the US. He's like, hey, Angela, how are you? How's the family?
He's really funny. He I was looking with Jeff Graham. That's the name of the show in England, the famous one.
Graham Norton.
Graham Norton. Thank you.
Oh, I love
He's
Graham
with Graham
Norton.
Norton. He's with Graham Norton. He's like, so how was your trip to LA? He's like, well, you know what? It was weird. So I parked my car, and then I see the paparazzis, and I'm like, shit, here we go again. I cannot have dinner. And I jump out of the car, and everyone is looking at me like this, like, and that guy actually say, hey, Toby? And everybody started yelling Toby, and he's like, yeah, I'm Toby. He didn't know who the fuck I was. So that's really funny that he saw his situation like that. Sorry, I went for a little tea because I've been singing a lot, and it's
But
yeah.
yeah. Thanks to that movie though, I've gone down a bit of a rabbit hole, and I've liked a lot of what I've heard. And none of it, I would say none of it has been bad. It just may not be my musical taste, but he's got such a long discography that it really doesn't matter. Like you're not gonna love everything because it's all so different.
Yeah, no, and that's good. They asked him, "Do you like musicals?" And he gave the best answer that again we're gonna feel related to. He's like, "I like this musical. He's so much that make me believe that I'm gonna love the other musicals that I hate, and then I see the other musicals that I hate, and I remember I don't like musicals, right? Because I'm a guy." He say something in that spectrum. So I think it's really impressive. How, for the people that don't know, the actual release was December 25th. Then a little show, here and there, and then they're gonna be releasing in 3 days. 2 days for 14, right?
Yes,
The
and
international release is January 17th, if I'm correct.
yes, that's what it said. So they started. I think they started the limited release in the UK in December, but
And here too, you know.
oh, was it that early? Because I couldn't even get showtimes until last week.
No. It wasn't the January December 15th. You're correct because I was to the secret screening. Remember?
That's
2
right.
weeks
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because basically everything, at least on TikTok, everything online is from America anyway. Is basically people like, yeah, this movie's bombing, and it's like I didn't even know that though. You told me before we went live that it hasn't even gotten its full release yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's not full release. So basically, they already recovered 10% without releasing, and
I
that
mean,
and
basically, yeah.
when this movie hits the platforms, it's gonna go into another level because it's gonna be easier to see worldwide. This people need to understand two things. We're gonna see a biopic that is not boring because it has music, and we're not watching a musical because the story is really good, right?
Yeah.
So it's
There,
not a musical per se.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't really classify it as a musical. I mean, it is in the sense that there's music in it, but
Music.
it's a biopic about a musician. It's kind of like it. It's I've had a couple conversations with people who say, "Well, I don't like musicals." I'm like, okay, but it's a it's a biopic of a singer. Like
Yeah.
it would be really weird to not have any music in that movie.
Yeah, and let's talk about the big monkey in the room. Let's say the big um the the movie is so different because he's a monkey in the movie, an ape. And a lot of people has told me, I don't get that. Remember, we had this conversation, you and me. Why? I did a little not rehearse, a little research, and in this industry, you need to be an ape on the stage, right? How you call it? In
You need
English?
to be a dancing monkey.
And dancing monkey, right? Because that's the way to make it work. And I can understand why people can be like, oh, but as a performer, it's such a good joke because to get to that level, right? You gotta be the dancing monkey. Uh, there's like Susan Boyle. Remember, she was a perfect talent, but her it was skyrocket and then it stopped and that's it, right? Because she's not
Yeah.
a dancing monkey.
Well,
You need
because
to be a dancing monkey.
she was a bit of an I will say she was a bit of a novelty. It was mostly the surprise. the surprise of it all. But
Yeah, but when a surprise pass, it's not a dancing
yeah,
monkey.
well, you have to keep up with it, right? You have to continue to deliver. That's why usually surprises don't last, because it's like, oh, that was cool, and then immediately.
More nowadays. Nowadays, it's complicated.
Well, nowadays it's a whole different animal.
Your surprise right now is that you start the show as a man and you finish as a woman.
I don't live in California.
Oh, well, you know what I mean. It's a joke. God damn it.
Justin says, "See, I would consider Rocket Man to be more musical than biopic to the detriment of the film. I guess my point is, I would argue musical biopics exist. I'm not saying this is one though."
First of all, have you seen the movie, Justin?
That's a good question, because actually I think there's many things about it that Justin would appreciate, because Justin does like the silly. Justin likes the silly, but he also appreciates good filmmaking. So,
and the jokes are good in the show.
The jokes are good. I laughed several times.
Now, for me, and I need to, we live in an era that you don't have to be the top guy, all the time. I cried 7 times in this movie. 7. I don't want to throw spoilers to anybody, right? But there's a scene related to the grandma at the end of the movie. That the last 20 minutes, I'm like, I'm done crying. That's it, man. Control yourself, right?
Yep.
I'm with my sister in the right, my mom in the left, right? And I'm like, control, dude. Stop crying. So look, mom is crying. Sister, I'm like, stop, man. You've been crying like the whole movie. And then this scene come around, bro. And I'm like a water fountain, right? And it's
the scene where the grandma, where he got the call, because I'm trying not to ruin the movie for people, but
I'm trying. Yeah. It's really hard.
The scene where he got the call, that was one that got me. I didn't cry there, but I was like, oh shit, because I've gotten that call before.
Yeah, it's just hard, man. I know. I'm sorry for that, but let me just read the titles of the IMDb critics, right? Powerful, moving, entertaining, and heartbreaking. 9 of 10. 8 of 10. The better film for a better man. 7/10. Better man. 10/10. This movie has no right to be so damn good.
Okay, that I couldn't agree with that more, because if you just look at the sum of its parts, it shouldn't be a good movie. It honestly shouldn't. But then you watch it, and again, I was kind of, and this is kind of the best. My expectations were not high. I thought this was going to be crap, And
you're a tough cookie to sell, bro.
I am. I'm a tough critic. I'm a tough critic. But I'll also say that other than you, obviously, out of my friend group, like my local friend group, I probably would have been the only one that would have liked this movie, because it's atypical. It's a little weird.
But however, you need to give them the chance, because everyone that I recommend this movie, right? They come telling me what you told me.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, shit. Let me read it. 10 of 10. So impressed and touched by this movie. This is really good. 10 of 10. Ignore the haters. This is immersed. This is immersed. It is kudos to Michael Gray. 10 of 10. Wow. There's 10 of 10. Don't listen to these clueless Americans. That's what it says.
Generally good advice.
Yeah. Insane and raw. Surprisingly effective and entertaining. Right? Breathless cinema. Emotionally packed. Brave, unflinching, honest, and human. We're talking about great qualifications. There's always an asshole, right? But there's always assholes everywhere around. The point is, if you saying that you don't like this movie, show more about yourself than the movie itself.
Well, no, I'll give. So the point I was trying to make earlier, and then I got sidetracked, is that if somehow you've not experienced anything like the events that transpire in the movie at all in your life, yeah, you're probably not going to like it, because it's not going to resonate with you. And it's just going to seem, it's going to feel like, a bunch of random scenes where like you might appreciate things, but if you haven't lived one of those, because I'll put it to you this way: if you've lived all those experiences, it's a miracle you're still alive. It's a miracle Robbie Williams is still alive.
Yes and no. I had this conversation. He consumed drugs, Jake, and I had this conversation. But as an ex addict, his level of consumption was functional addict.
Okay,
Wasn't
fair.
crazy. So I had this conversation because a lot of people know they can just Google it, right? I went to 2 years of highly, and I never was close to an overdose. I never was close to because it doesn't work like that. In the movies, they show us that, right? But
Yeah.
it's not like that, and that's something that I really respect about the movie. They show you the side of how it affects your life and the
Yeah.
people around you, but sometimes don't destroy your life. When it destroys your life, it's a long period of time. Now, he wasn't consuming like Tommy Lee in Motley Crue, but he was consuming, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that for me was like obviously close to the chest, right? Now that he's recovered, is your life changed so much, so much. Um, it's funny because as a performer, right, that didn't have the chance to born in America or in England, I see Justin Bieber and I'm like, I hate this motherfucker because I'm actually jealous, right? No, that's the reality. Why? Because but there's two worlds. There's three worlds: USA, UK, and the rest of the world for entertainers. You don't believe me? Beatles, Beach Boys. Michael Jackson, Robbie Williams. Madonna, Kylie Minogue. Whatever. It's the two pinnacles of industry. Really rare is to find a Shakira. Really, it's really hard.
So, am I hearing that there's going to be a cover of what's the name of that damn Justin Bieber song? Is it just Baby?
No, I will never make cover. But my point is,
Come
when I
on.
see Robbie Williams, I don't feel jealous about the guy. I
No.
actually embrace his success. And that's something hard because he's not perfect. He doesn't have the perfect face. He's not ugly, but he's not handsome, right? He's not fat, but he's not slim.
I don't know
He's like,
about that. I mean, he's a fairly good-looking dude.
yes, but not like even in the movie. He says, I don't look like a pop star because you see the other boy bands, the other guys in the boy
Okay,
bands.
fair. Yeah,
What
fair.
I'm saying is, like I said, he's the perfect middle.
Well,
He
but
doesn't have a perfect voice, but he's a good singer.
yeah, but
He doesn't have the perfect body.
every boy band has a bad boy though.
Yeah, but he wasn't not as physically enhanced like the other guys naturally.
Well, but see, and I know I'm rare in this, but that's something I actually appreciate.
Yeah, I mean the guys, like I say, he's one of us that he made it, and I think that's really valid. Now let's go a little bit into the movie. The director, we talk about it. We didn't like the greatest.
The Greatest Showman has one good song, and the scene's actually really good too. The rest of it is dog shit,
But then he produced Rocket Man,
which I have not
the
seen,
last
to be
romantic,
fair. But
really good. I'm sorry that you didn't see it because you will understand the path of Greatest Showman. I'm gonna do everything that I always wanted. Rocket Man, I'm gonna do what I supposed to do. Better Man, I doing exactly what I need to do. Right? That's the part of that. Uh, Even so, director, executive producer, director, he learned.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it's the dances, the musical part of I Don't Want to Rock when they get signed by the record label. Take
that's a
that.
great.
Dude, it's so good. The visual art of the whole movie, again, it's hard not to ruin it for everyone, but when he gets expelled or cut out of the band, he's driving fast and then the car passes to the water.
Mhm.
That is, you're talking about top cinematography to the level of, right?
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
music's good too, because that's actually one of the songs that I really dug from him. It's
This
Come Undone.
arrangement, Come Undone is really good.
Such a good song.
what it says. That's exactly Robbie Williams.
Okay. So but here's the thing, though, and I just have to shout my appreciation for this. The lyrics of the chorus start with, "They're selling razor blades and mirrors in the street."
Yeah.
Now you know what that is. And in the context of the song, it's just those are atypical lyrics.
No,
and yet it's such a damn good song. It's
the
a
way
damn
that
good
he
song.
addressed yeah, sorry, I put comment down the lyrics and I got the Duran Duran song. I go like, what? Yeah,
Oh,
because
and
I'm a scum and I'm your son. That's my favorite one.
oh, what's the other lyric? If I ever hurt you, your revenge will be so sweet.
They're selling razor blades and mirrors in the street. I pray that when I'm coming down, you be asleep. If I ever hurt you, your revenge will be so sweet because I'm
Yeah.
scum and I'm your son. I'm come and done. It's like, go ahead.
I got chills just listening to you read the lyrics.
Yeah,
Legit.
it's not just honestly for me. This is for me personally. It's his third best song.
It's up there. I don't know if I've heard Feel yet.
I sent you my cover.
Oh, okay, that's Feel. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's up there. I don't think I've heard his version.
Well, dude, obviously it's better.
I mean,
let's be honest. Not I wouldn't be doing a fucking podcast with you. There's a part when I was singing and it brought me to tears. Says, "I sit and talk to God, and He just laughs at my plans. My head speaks a language that I don't understand." I mean, dude, and it's a guy that grew up that didn't finish high school.
Yep.
That grew up in a small, forgotten part of England, right? So that's really good. This one line, and I'm gonna go with this. I don't want to keep reading the lyrics to the people, but I don't want to die, but I ain't keen of living either. Before I fall in love, I'm prepared to leave her. That doesn't relate to every motherfucker in the world.
Everyone. Yeah. Everyone. Right? Oh, and fun fact though, probably I don't know if it was his biggest hit, but I know it's up there. Angels. Did you know that
Angel? Yeah, go ahead.
Did you know that he did a Spanish version?
No, yeah, and I know, bro.
Yeah.
I'm the mega fan.
Oh, lyrics are way different though.
Yeah, and a lot of people sing that cover, right? Yeah. Many. Like I don't know. It's like my way from other generations. Like in Mexico, they did an interpretation, not a translation, a tropicalization.
Well, no,
and they make it about love.
Yeah, no, Robbie Williams did.
But everybody, they did an adaptation. He doesn't speak Spanish.
No, he did a Spanish version. It's on his official YouTube.
I got it. That doesn't
I see
mean
what you're saying.
What he's saying.
I got you. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I picked up on
it. When you sing in other languages, then you just have a coach there and you're just making the sounds.
Yeah. Well, because even the way he sings it is different. It's not raspy. It's not as harsh as he normally sings.
Maybe this is too nerdy if you're not a musician. The English language make you flow between the vocals.
Okay.
And the accents in Spanish make you hit the note differently. So it changes a lot.
Oh no, you can hear it when you listen to both versions. Because I sent it to the girlfriend. And I even told her, I said, I kind of prefer the English language though. And she was like, send me the English version. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, it's funny. There's people that sounds better in,
Yeah, for sure. But then he's got a bunch of fun ones too. Like Rock DJ, I still just.
What do you like better, the original version or the movie version?
I kind of like I don't know why. Maybe you can enlighten me. I feel like I like the movie version a little bit better.
Not just you. You know who say the movie version is way better? because
Probably
he has to
Robbie.
put Robbie Williams. Said that. He said that he loved it. Why? Because the other one was released in 1999, 2000. So
Mhm.
the sound was really electro, like boom, boom,
That's
boom,
yes.
boom. And now it has a cello going, and that changed the whole dynamic.
That's
Yeah,
what it is. Yeah. Because even the intro, you hear the difference.
yeah.
And I feel like the drums are mixed differently. Like they're the same, but I feel like they're a little bit louder.
No, it's totally different.
Yeah.
It's mixed. Technology changed a lot in 25 years now in music.
Yeah,
A lot.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm gonna just read the title of this um, comment in IMDb. A biopic that dares to be different, and that's the reality. If they put him like the Elton John one, or it will be a good biopic, but it
But
wouldn't be unique.
I was gonna say it
But
wouldn't be
now that
Robbie
he's a
Williams.
monkey, but and that wouldn't be now. Now you understand what I was trying to express the last show.
Well, I'll be honest. I still don't know that I can justify the chimp thing, but I understand. I understand the logic behind it. I would still say if I was going to change one thing about this movie, it would be so small. But if I was going to change one thing, it would be at the beginning when he's introducing, himself to the audience. I would have it show the back of the kid's head. You don't even have to see his face, but just have a moment when he's going through that where he looks in the mirror and he sees the chimp, and I'm fine with
Okay,
that.
yes, because you need the explanation.
Well, sure,
And
yeah,
in
I
and
understand
in
that's a
real
me
life
thing.
we don't need. Yeah, no. And in real life we don't have the chance to get an explanation.
Right, but it's film language though. That's all I'm saying, and it's a minor
I
thing.
think that I understand what you're saying, but I think that this is what separates this movie from the others, that they took the risk not to do that.
Sure, fair enough. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolute Riot, amazing movie, excellent biopic, plays like Greek tragedy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I don't know that yeah, I don't consider this movie a tragedy though.
no, I mean that's what the people are saying. Almost perfect, not what I expected, but still not groundbreaking, and that's an 8. The lad from Stoke who has born with it. That's a good review.
Yeah.
Good movie. Another failed American lunch.
Well, that remains to
Tremendous
be seen.
entertainment. But you know how people are. People like to talk from their asses without reading.
Yeah,
There's
that's true.
nothing worse like a person that is building a desk from IKEA and put everything in the floor, and he says, "What I'm gonna do? Read the fucking instructions. It's
Yeah, they're
really
right
easy.
there. Yeah.
They're right there. They're
Y-
built for you to build them. Right?
Well,
Designed for you to build them."
and you know what else you should do?
Yes. Go ahead.
You should visit our friends at trophysmack.com, where you can get, for any occasion, accomplishment, or accolade, a custom made championship belt, or ring, or trophy, wall art, you name it, like this one, which I'm still maintaining. We're coming after Robbie for intellectual property
Yeah.
theft. But all I'm saying, in fact, if anyone from Robbie's camp sees this podcast, you reach out to me, I'll make him a belt.
And I'm gonna say something. If somebody from Robbie Williams' team look at this and they want to solve this without Jake suing them,
If you want to
just make
settle,
Robbie to call and say hello. He'll be
send him,
settled.
send him, send him on the podcast, and he can answer for his
Because I,
crimes. But
I'm pretty
yes,
sure he make a video saying, "Hello, Jake. Sorry for this is your chimp." That would be enough.
see, that's the thing. He seems like someone who would do that. But back to our good friends at Trophy Smack, in all honesty, and you'll be seeing more of them shortly because on the Arte podcast, the Arte Awards will be announced later this month, and that will be sponsored also by our friends at Trophy Smack. But I mean, seriously, this belt, legit 6 pounds. And there used to be only one custom design. There are now four
Wow.
for the belts alone. So now you can customize championship rings. Their loser belts are still one of their highest selling items. Very popular with fantasy football, but basically any sport where you want to bust your friend's balls, you know, It's good. So visit our friends by clicking the first link in the description, trophysmack.com, and enjoy, because when you get this, you'll be very excited to open the package in the mail. You will. Just going to leave this here for a minute so you can bask in its glory.
It's really good, man. They're
Oh,
really
and you
good at
can
what they do.
upload any art you want. Like I said, this is our logo. This is ours. And they
No, that's Robbie
seamlessly
Williams.
integrated.
Dude, what are you
No.
talking about? That's Robbie Williams.
Although
Everybody knows that.
I'm seriously, so we had a name for our ape, and I think we're gonna rename him
Robbie.
Robbie. No, it wasn't, but I think we're gonna rename him Robbie
I
or
think that's
Robert.
what's supposed to be. Rob.
Yeah,
Rob. I like it,
Rob.
Rob.
Because we got robbed by Robbie Williams. Anyway,
So
trophysmack.com.
I got a little thing to talk about the movie with you. It got already 38 nominations. However, not all of them are American.
No.
Do you see a little boycott of like they got 2025 Outstanding Achievement of Character Animation and Live Action Production. The Critics' Choice Award, Best Visual Effects. Those two, well, we got to understand, and we saw it in our intro, the guys that did this, yes, they did the Planet of the Apes, so they're used to create wars. Now they need to have the face expressed, and the breathing is different. Golden Globes, he was nominated just for Best Original Song.
What song would that have been?
The new one, The Forbidden Road. That's the one that is placed at the end in the credits.
Oh,
it hasn't
okay.
been released. Motion Picture Sound Editors in Outstanding Achievement in Music Editing, Feature Motion Picture. But you see, they're not celebrating the script or the cinematography that is really good. Anyway, Austin Film
cinematography
Critics
is good.
Association, Best Voice Acting.
Best what acting?
Best Voice Acting. Because Robbie's talking on
yeah, I was gonna say, Robbie's doing that.
But what I'm saying is, seriously, guys, the script is way better than fucking Kalina, whatever bitch that won everything in that the woman is not even speaking Spanish. It's a disrespect. Imagine if I cut this podcast saying this. That's how she sounded. Yeah. Well, if she was doing that, maybe at least. Anyway, Washington D.C. Area Film Critics Association. Okay, now we're talking. The Washington D.C. Area Film Critics Association Best Movie is nominations. The Indiana Film Journalist Best Stunt. Best
maybe better
Special
movie.
Effects. Better man movie, I got it. Best Vocals. Utah Film Critics Best Visual Effects. Hollywood Music and Media Awards Best Original Song. Best Music Theater Film Biopic or Musical. Thank you. At least
someone's recognizing.
But every at least couple. But now let's go outside the States. Are you ready? Australian Academy of Cinema. Best Film, Best Director of Film, Best Lead Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Screenplay on the Film, Best Cinematography, Best Costume, Best Editing, Best Producing, Best Original Score, Best Sound and Film, Best Casting, Best Visual, Best Soundtrack, and Best Original Song. So my question is, why America? Why are you so fucking upset? You like the Beatles? Stop being a bitch with Robbie Williams.
The irony is I don't like the Beatles.
No, but you know what I mean? It's unreal that here is like Best Effect, Best Double, and in Australia, I count 19 nominations.
Because in America, we're too busy celebrating the mediocrity that is Emilia Perez. And now before you jump down my throat...
Do me a favor.
What?
Emilia Perez.
No.
No. Emilia Perez, please.
Emilia Perez?
Gracias.
Emilia Perez. Anyway.
Oh, I'm going to start calling you Jacobo Boger.
Boger.
No, your name is Jacob Boger. Jake Boger. You're not Jacobo Boger. You're not. Anyway.
Haley says, anything was better than Emilia Perez.
There you go.
So, because there's going to be somebody in the comments that jumps down my throat about this. It's got nothing to do with the fact that it's about a trans woman. It's just a bad movie. It's a bad musical. The lyrics are horrendous. The performances are
The acting
eh.
is awful, bro.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm getting there. And Selena, from what I saw, I haven't watched the entire movie yet, but I've seen parts of it. And here's the thing, I like Selena Gomez. In this movie, it oh my god, no.
Let me tell you something. What lack of respect you have for your culture if you allowed that they tell you to talk a language that doesn't exist because you're Spanish is bad, man. That's a lack of respect of culture, lack of respect for her career, lack of respect for his heritage. You know Eugenio Derbez, you know the actor, the Mexican actor, Batteries Included, Sober Aboard. Anyway, he got a couple of movies in the States, a few in the he's the lead. Anyway, he's really famous in Latin America.
Oh, I think I
He
might know who
came,
he is. Comedy
he
guy?
came and yeah, comedy guy.
Okay, I know.
He,
Yeah, I know who you're
he
talking about.
came and say this is a disgrace, and the media in America destroy him because he say that. Anyway, let me go to the AACTA Best Film, Best Director in Film, Best Screenplay in Film, Best Lead Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Supporting Actress. And that I mean, I get it. You know, the Critics Association in Central Florida give him one nomination, Best Hybrid Performance. You know, it's just,
Well, anymore, it seems like
dude, he's supposed to be nominated as Best Movie,
yeah.
Best Musical in the Golden Globes. I'm trying to hope that because it was limited edition, it's gonna be in the next year, and
I
they're
would
gonna
think
open their
so.
head.
Yeah.
If they do that, I will shut up. I don't want them to win, but they need to realize that not your lack of knowledge
They need to
allow
they
you
need
to.
they need
Yeah,
nominations for sure. But like going back to Emilia Perez, like I had heard because Haley had told me, but I hadn't seen anything of it, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's good. And then I watched a review where they played some of the excerpts from the songs. I'm just like, how like it's not just bad, it's how the fuck does this person have a career bad?
two things. I imagine the agency meeting when they meet with the studio. Listen, guys, I got a drug dealer that is a guy, gotta go in disguise, transform as a trust angel, and he realized that he always wanted to be. Okay, yeah, I want to see that movie. That's what it got done because the right political time. And it's Latinos. Oh, Latinos. What we did in the last award, we give everything to the Asians. Perfect. Trans, Latinos. Who we gonna use? What is the name of the woman from Wicked, the singer, the
Oh, Ariana Grande?
Ariana Grande. Oh, that's already in Wicked. Damn. Who's gonna get it? Who's the other Latina that sings? Her, come on, bring her. You can tell that it was a negotiation in a closed door in Hollywood
Yeah.
more than actually a project. Because if I sell it to you like that, it's not a bad idea.
Well, but then there's the other. So apart from the movie just being technically bad, from what I can tell, it's just very problematic because apparently there's a song where Zoe Saldana is going around and shaming all the politicians in this area of Mexico when it's like, bitch, you're the lawyer that works for the drug lord.
Yeah, because like I say, what are we gonna have? The lawyer will attack the politician in Latin America. It's gonna be good. I can see the energy of agents and CIA saying we're gonna make a lot of money. It doesn't feel like, dude. It doesn't feel like a passion thing for me, at least. I don't think good for everyone. But the next time, it's really funny. If I
But
want to play, I'm gonna talk about me. If a guy, I remember this example. There was a guy, white guy, whiter than you, blonde, good looking. He wanted to sing mariachi. He went to Mexico and he was accepted. In Texas, they don't let him play because he was American, right? How the fuck you're doing? Wait. But then you have Jacques Arrad, fucking French directing a Latino culture movie. So that double standard of how I'm gonna be cultural, you know, It's just what I want it to be. It's not cool, man. I don't think I want to see the reviews. I was trying not to, right? But I've been trying to avoid the movie. I saw the trailers. I read some critics reviews, but I've been trying to push myself to avoid it because now, yeah, I don't get it, man. 610, 610, 610, 610, 610, 210, 810, 610. I just read you guys at the beginning of the show 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10 is like good. Because this show is about better, man, not fucking Emilia Perez. Look, I'm just gonna grab one. The worst representation of Mexico actual drug problems. I am Mexican, and I can tell that this movie is awful representatives of the narcotic problem in Mexico. The movie has a lack of focus. Okay, this review I think gonna say it all. Hard to watch. Jax or Jack tried to do it too much. So everything but Mexican. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna. You know that in the company we have a division, Jake, that we are cultural advisors. We don't get hired. The cultural advisors are lost for Latinos. But I cannot use the N word because somebody will kill me. No, go, hold a second, man. They can go and talk shit about a country, misinterpret the culture, misuse of the language, and that's correct? Is that correct? I don't think so. Anyway, fuck Emilia. Let's go back to Robbie.
Well, hang on.
I need to control myself.
Well, before you go there, I'm just going to give you, since we talked about what good lyrics look like, here's what bad lyrics look like. This is the outro to the songs La Vaginoplastia.
Oh my dear Lord!
And this is the ending.
Just before you read them, the vaginoplastia is the operation that you do to your vaginal area, right? To tighten it. That's a vaginoplastia.
No, that's not in this context.
Chop.
Oh, yeah. So the lyrics.
Let's do it again.
Oh. So these are actual lyrics to an actual song that's in an actual movie. A man to woman, a woman to man, a man to woman, a woman to man, a man to woman. Vaginoplasty makes this macho stand. A woman to man, a man to woman. Vaginoplasty a las chicas tú. Woman to man, a man to woman. Vaginoplasty makes this macho stand.
Please stop.
Well, and that goes on.
But please stop. Please stop. Good. Yeah. You need this. I'm gonna pass you the control, so you control yourself. Please.
I don't want to control myself.
You just want to prove it to who you want to prove that you're the best to everyone. Let's go back to Better Man. I don't know if you noticed the color corrections in yellows and in blues all the time.
Not particularly, no.
It's
although
fantastic.
This movie looks.
Yeah. The nostalgic is yellow.
Mm-hmm.
The aggressive is red.
Okay. I know what you're getting at now. No, that's. I mean, this movie does it well, but that's generally pretty common for flashbacks, at least happy flashbacks to be.
No, but maybe I'm not talking about the ambient. I'm talking about the end color correction. Okay, hold a second. Your pussy's hurting your chest.
Oh, my neck.
Well, that's flexibility. Anyway, the whole context of light design in the movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
People maybe don't know it. Maybe a lot of you guys know it because you're following our podcast. The James Cameron is well known to use a color correction and ambience in blues all the time. This movie and usually the director gets a color, and just like you say, it goes up and down from that color, but not this movie. Better Man specifically take the chance for the feelings of the moment transcend the full correction, not just into the same level, goes to
Yeah.
their level. When the scene when they're dancing in the yacht is so yellow and it's beautiful.
And that is a really beautiful scene.
Yeah. What was the La La Land? I never like it. It's okay movie to me.
See, I liked La
But
La Land.
did you love it or did you just like it?
I thought it was very good. I wouldn't. I don't know that I'd say I loved it, but it was good.
Did you love Better Man?
I feel like I need to watch it again before I say whether or not because it's weird. It's very different.
Yeah. But it's in the La La Land spectrum.
What's that?
It's in the La La Land spectrum.
Oh, what?
It's in the La La Land spectrum. The movie Better Man is in
Oh,
that
okay. It's in the
spectrum.
okay. Yeah, because that was
In the
another
La La
movie
Land.
that was different.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocket Man, La La Land, Better Man. Hey, they all finish in N. That's weird.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
Thanks God you're a podcaster, but we still love you.
I have a
So,
face for radio and a voice for television.
I want to ask you, and 1 to 10, your qualification of the movie today, before you see it again. Today, 1 to 10.
It's a 9
Good, good. I
because
will give it a 10.
it's not perfect, but the things I would have changed if it were me are very minor, and they're preference things. Nothing is wrong with this movie.
No, it's just a preference thing. Well,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, for me, it's already next to Back to the Future and Empire Strike Back. When I saw it, I called you. I know it was really late. I woke you up when I text you. I said, man, this is the best movie ever. Yeah, for me, it's a 10. It's obviously, it's not better. I'm not saying that it's better than Empire Strike
No,
Back.
but I
I'm
get
not saying that it's
I
better.
get what you're saying.
In the level of the musicals biopic, I will watch this movie many times and enjoy it the same way.
It's better
I
than
cannot
Bohemian
wait.
Rhapsody, and I actually liked Bohemian Rhapsody.
I
but
didn't like Bohemian Rhapsody, and I like Queen. Don't take me wrong, but it feels boring. It feels like the same shit.
I get it.
Like I told you, there's a movie from the 2000s called Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg. They use the same template for Bohemian Rhapsody, and that's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of boring because they didn't want to take the risk that Betterman took. They make the manager the bad guy. No,
Yeah,
here the
which
bad
is
guy is live.
yeah, which is weird because like with Queen, you can afford you could have afforded to take that risk a lot more with Queen than somebody like
For
Robbie
obvious
Williams. Yeah.
reasons, but again, they didn't want to mess with the brand, and Robbie Williams doesn't care about the brand. He cares about his fans and his music. Period. Anyway, uh, what about we do 3 recommendations of songs of Robbie Williams to close the show today? What is
Sounds
your
good to
first
me.
recommendation?
But before we do that, we have to let people know. If you too have a face for radio and a voice for television, then you should start a podcast. And you may be asking yourself, how do I do that? Well,
Let me say it. How I do that?
well, you can contact us here at Arte Media, and we can
We
help
will
you.
guide you and help you.
We will guide you, help you. We want to hold your hand. I hate the Beatles.
And
Anyway,
if you can say, but you can say, I don't know anything about it. We will guide you.
that's
I don't
okay.
know how to edit. We will take care of that. I don't know how to get guests. We can take care of that.
We can help with that, even if it's just a CGI monkey.
I just remembered that we got a guest for today.
No, we
I
don't.
just remembered. Yeah, we did. I confirmed in the morning. I just remembered. That's what I get that text early and I'm like, what's up? Anyway, I'm just messing with you. No, I'm just messing with you.
I was going to say, you didn't
No.
mention anything to me, but
No, I'm just messing with you. So you see, we got a great communication. We can make everything work for you. We can post your podcast, make the social media, editing, post-production, concept. We even can help you write the script if you want. Let's say that you don't want to talk in your podcast. We can make it work for you, put in the podcasters for you. We can make it work for you, your company, or whatever you want. Just let us know, and we're right there.
you know what? That's a good one that I actually didn't think about till you said it. Companies.
What? That's what you have me here. That I'm the lead Imagineer here, brother. Woohoo! I'm the lead Imagineer of the company for a reason. I just don't want to feel. I'm gonna
Feel it,
start singing
feel
the
it.
song with that. Nah, I'm just feel
I
the
know
home
this is
that I'm
different
living.
song.
Anyway, so okay, top 3 Robbie Williams moments or songs. That sounds good. You go first. Your first top 3 Robbie Williams moment or song.
There's a moment in the movie that I really appreciate. So here, to touch on this, I find it really strange that Americans don't like Robbie Williams because his attitude is, I know he's a Brit, but his attitude is really like,
Rockstar America. Yeah.
yeah, it would really resonate with Americans well. So there's a moment in the movie where he's performing with Take Five, his boy band, and he for some reason he doesn't have his microphone he's supposed to have for reasons in the movie. There's a reason. And then he takes it from the lead singer and starts singing the part, but as he does this turn spin thing, and as he does, he faces the lead singer of the band, it just goes he just flips him the bird. It's a
Yeah,
wonderful
it's
moment.
really good. It's a good moment. Funny that you mentioned. I was watching an interview today, and I'm gonna name this a favorite moment. When they asked him how he felt about the gay LGBTQB plus 2 plus 1, all the letters that we add this week movement, he said that as Take That start playing in gay bars, that's how they were called in the past,
Hmm.
because he said in the place that I live in England, you weren't secure. You can go to a bar and you don't know if you're gonna finish with your head open, right, or had a good night. So our manager put us to sing in gay bars
Yeah.
in the gay community, and they did that for 10 months. And he said it's the first time that he actually felt love and knew that he was gonna go perform and not be judged. And his approach as human to all the trans movement or that, I think that makes him one of my favorite moments of him because he's just being honest again, saying I feel welcome without the need to be other things. They just welcome you because they're decent.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one of my favorite
Well,
moments.
that's somewhat. I'm not going to say always because I've had experiences, but typically people that are historically ostracized tend to be more welcoming than the general public. So that makes sense,
Yeah,
especially in the 90s.
yeah. Well, yeah, that was the 90s, correct.
Yeah.
Second favorite song or movie.
Okay, so I've already kind of mentioned it, but I'm really into Come Undone right now. It's such a great song.
Yeah,
Like the music's good, the singing's good, the lyrics are incredible.
the melody's fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah,
chef's
yeah, good
kiss.
call. There's a song, probably my favorite song of Robbie Williams. You need to be a really hardcore fan to know it, and I wanted to recommend it to you, Jake, and to all our audience. I will call, and Hollywood will listen. If you haven't heard that song, you need to be a super fan. I showed it to you once. I was just singing or whatever, and you listen to it. He in the Swing album, he played with the orchestra in the Albert Hall. Says, "I will call and Hollywood will listen." Mr. Spielberg, look, just what you're missing, right? It's such a good comedic, serious song because everyone that goes to LA wants that dream, right? To save the box office.
Yeah.
And I think that movie, that song, the melody is fantastic. It sends you to the 30s and 40s with Frank. But it's such a funny and at the same time so serious if you're in the industry movie. I mean, song that you might like it. You might like it. It's totally strings, piano, orchestra. Yeah, I will call and Hollywood will listen. You need to be a super fan of Robbie to know that song.
Yep.
Last moment, favorite moment of Robbie in the movie, in real life, or in both, or a song.
So the most recent song of his that I've found that I really gravitated to is I really have a hard time describing it. You know the song, but do yourself a favor, listen to a song called Mixed Signals.
Yeah, you
It's
told me about it.
it remind it, so this is going to sound weird, but when you listen to it, you'll understand. It kind of reminds me of Brian Adams in a way, but it's more intense and it's a little bit more contemporary. But
Like I said, how I imagine the meeting for Emilia Perez, I
yeah,
imagine Robbie Williams saying, I want to make a song like Brian Adams. Like what? With these lyrics, I can feel that. Because if you listen to all his songs, they had that intention.
yeah.
Like they start from a point. Yeah, that's good. Favorite, and I recommend this to you years ago, right? The Knockwood concert.
Yeah.
First moment when he says, my name is Robbie Williams, this is my band, and for the next 2 hours, your ass is mine. That's your ass is mine, right? Belong to me. What it
No,
says?
it's your ass is mine.
Your ass is mine. I mean, who fucking start a concert like that? That concert is legendary. If you people want to see it, I was honored to have one of the first 1,000 Blu-rays that they came. I don't have it anymore, and I was able to watch it in 4K 10 years ago, man. And it was like, I remember, because Robbie Williams in
You
Mexico
could
is
see the individual strands of fur.
exactly. The Robbie Williams in Latin America is huge, man. It's like huge. So I remember we watched it together, a bunch of friends of mine. It was really fun. So you can watch it in YouTube right now. I don't know if it's in HD, but you can watch it. Robbie Williams live. If you see how the screens move, production matter. They have 3 screens in 3 different dimensions, and depending of the song they move, and when they open, the instruments comes in the middle. Production wise. Anyway, that will be all for me. Thank you, Jake. I'm really happy that you listened to me today. And said I got such a good joke for you. Such a good joke. Well, I don't know how to translate that word in English. Damn it.
What's the word?
Oh, man. It will ruin the joke.
Hmm.
I will prepare for next week.
I was gonna say
Don't worry about
figure
it.
it out and we'll.
Yeah, because remember that I listen to jokes in Spanish. Thank you for being with us today. This is special of Betterman with Robbie Williams and roll 'em up. That was funny. Nice. See you later, guys. Toon Talk 2.0.